Reading 3 for week 3. Active Parenting 0 to 5 by Michael Popkin, PhD. We are ready for page 58, Finding Good Childcare. Whether you are working full-time, part-time, or just need a good babysitter at times, who will you trust with your child when they are not with you? This is very important. Why? Because your child's health and safety always come first. We have talked about the importance of child-proofing your own home and making sure your children are safe and healthy at home. So it's important that anyone who watches your child should be someone you trust, someone who knows and cares about child safety. Your child's emotional well-being is important too. The caregiver you choose who will spend time with your child must be someone who will have a strong effect on how your child thinks and feels and how they develop. You want a caregiver who will nurture your child with love and with respect, someone who will play with your child and teach her good things. You do not want a caregiver who parks your child in front of a TV the whole time you're gone, or worse, one who raises her voice, yells or screams, or threatens your child. No child learns everything they need in life from their parents only. There are some risks in having another care for your child, but there's also opportunities. Children can learn many life lessons from other caring adults you place in their life. They can learn things like how to follow rules, how to get along with other people, academic skills, and life skills. So as much as possible, put your child around others who will help build into the sense of belonging, learning, and contributing that you are providing for your little one. Tips to find good childcare. 1. Talk with other parents. The easiest way to get started in a search for good childcare is to ask other parents. It is best to ask parents you know and trust, but even sometimes internet reviews will give you ideas about where to look. Tip 2. Make a visit and look at the home or the facility. Ask questions. Use your common sense and think about it. Arrange to visit a child care center and to interview the person who will be staying and interacting with your child, either in your home or theirs. Watch how any teachers interact with other children and how they handle any problems that arise. Ask some good questions about things that concern you or interest you. As you tour the center and interview caregivers, ask yourself, does this feel like a place I can really trust to nurture and teach my child? Pay attention to your feelings that come with this. Trust any warning signs you sense. Tip number 3, look for a child-friendly, stimulating environment. Every place has its own atmosphere or feeling. You will want a place that is child-friendly, which has plenty of toys, games, and learning opportunities, with other positive stimulations, like good lighting and either cooling or heat in cold weather. This helps to grow your child's beautiful brain. But even more than that, ask yourself if this person or place seems to get or understand children. In fact, you will be looking, tip number 4, for people who seem to really enjoy and like children. Your child will thrive around people who like children, especially when they like your child in particular. Unfortunately, not every teacher or child care professional really does like children. It takes a special kind. If you can watch how they act around children, you will have a good chance to tell if they really seem to enjoy their work. If you can only talk with them and not see them with children, ask questions like, why did you decide to go into child care? What do you like best about your job? Is there anything you don't like about working here? Tip number 5, work cooperatively with the teachers and the care providers. Once you have chosen a child care provider, your job's not over. It's important to continue to interact and talk and communicate with them. Observe them in action at times and problem solve together. Become a good team. Always be respectful of them. But if you find that in spite of your best efforts, the situation is not working as you thought it would or think it should, be open to a change. There are other centers and other caregivers around who might be a better fit for your family. Teaching a child is important, of paramount importance. We said earlier that your child's brain comes with billions of cells waiting to be connected. Making these connections is what we mean by learning. How do you teach one to share, take turns, and obey rules? Children will need to learn these things so they can work and cooperate with other humans. This helps them prevent problems and to grow up healthy and happy. If they do not learn these things, sometimes called sandbox lessons, they will have many more problems and be unhappy in adulthood. If you can teach your child how to behave, you will love and enjoy being around her, and so will other people. We can suggest some ways to teach your child how to act responsibly. These are methods which have worked for many, many parents. They will work for you as well, but it takes time and some practice. Do not stop if the methods don't work the very first time. Keep trying. Keep practicing. Slowly, your child will change. You may be doing some things now that work best with your child. Good for you! Or you might decide not to use some of our methods presented, and that's okay. You are the parent. You should decide. You are the expert on your child and your situation and your genes and your culture. Page 61, getting discipline, quote unquote, just right. All children misbehave sometimes. This is part of learning. They are learning about their world, about you, and about themselves. Sometimes they will break your rules. Your job is to teach your child to learn without breaking the rules you have set. Sometimes young children think about themselves only. We want to teach them to think about other people some of the time and what other people might need. We also teach young children how to do more and more things for themselves. Teaching is sometimes called discipline or training. In fact, discipline, the word discipline, means teaching. It comes from the root word disciple. In the Bible, Jesus called and chose disciples. Discipline. Little followers, like mentoring someone. It does not mean you will hurt your child when he makes you mad. You will not ever hurt your child by yelling at him, calling him rough names, using bad language around him, threatening him, shaking him. He could die, okay? It's important. Shaking or hitting your baby can cause serious injury. As their brain knocks against their skull, it causes brain injuries. and sometimes death. It rattles their heads. Never shake a baby or a child. You will not hit or spank him. The methods just mentioned are sometimes used by a parent who has what we call a too hard style of parenting. Sometimes it can get so quote-unquote hard that it's actually child abuse. All of the examples above hurt children. It hurts their bodies, it hurts their feelings, and it hurts the bond you're building between you to latch you onto each other like mortar in a brick wall holding the bricks together, or glue bonding a piece of paper to another paper. We know that some parents have treated their children this way. Perhaps your parents treated you this way, but you do not have to choose to treat your child this way. You can change. Discipline means to teach. But we don't teach our children the right thing to do when we use a too soft style of parenting either. Too soft parents often ignore misbehavior. They're not attentive to their children's actions. Maybe they don't lay down clear rules, or they give in to a child's requests too often, or maybe they choose not to act with discipline at all. When this happens, a kid grows up having trouble knowing right from wrong. They have trouble accepting rules other adults make. They become spoiled or rotten, unuseful for adult life. And they get into trouble, sometimes big trouble with the law. You can choose to teach your child in better ways than what we mentioned above. You can choose to show love and respect for your child, even while you train and discipline him. You can use the just right or active style of parenting. The active style begins with preventing misbehavior and then using a respectful, nonviolent approach whenever it is needed. Here are a few more tips on how to prevent a child from misbehaving. Help him stay busy, not bored. Take crayons or a toy with you when you'll be going someplace where you need to wait. Tell him what you want him to do. Try not to say, "Just don't do that." Name the action you want to happen instead. Show him how to act by modeling it. Don't just tell him to do it. Anticipate times when he might be hungry, when he could become tired, or fussy while you're planning errands to run. Stick to a daily routine whenever possible. Doing the same things at the same times every day gives a child security and predictability. Care for the child's physical needs as well as your own. Page 63, listening to your child, what he needs. Sometimes children misbehave just because they're too tired, too hungry, too hot, too cold, too bored, too wet, or in pain. Maybe they're thirsty, or they need something else they cannot take care of by themselves. The younger they are, the less able they are to tell you what exactly the problem is. This is the main reason a baby cries. It is to tell you she needs something. For example, in Chapter 1, we talked about how babies cry when they need something. They might be hungry, saying, "Feed me, feed me." Or they might be saying, "I'm cold, put something on me. Take something off of me, I'm hot. I'm wet, please change my diaper. I'm so tired, please put me to bed. I'm just feeling irritable, please calm me." When your baby cries, do not ignore it. Find out what she needs and meet that need for her. This will help her grow into a confident, secure child. Even older children sometimes do not really know why it is that they're upset. They may be acting fussy and whiny because they are feeling tired or are hungry. Once you know the problem, you can take care of it. So learn to listen to what your young child needs and get to know what your baby's cries mean, or how to interpret your toddler's whining. Getting a child to come to you when you call. This is known as transitions. Transitions are especially difficult for some people, like me. Parents hate it when children don't come when they're called. For example, pretend your child's playing with his toys in another room. You call from the other room saying, "It's time for dinner, come to the table." But your child doesn't move from his game. He pretends he didn't hear you, or maybe he is so interested in what he's doing, he really didn't hear you. So you get angry and say, "Come to the table now," raising your voice. But your child still does not move. Now, when you go to the doorway and get his attention, you are both angry and upset. You might think this is your child misbehaving. It may be, but there might also be something else happening. When children start doing something, they have a very hard time stopping that activity. We want them to stop when we say stop the first time. If they do not stop, we might get angry. But they're not intentionally trying to make us angry. They just need some time to change what they are doing. They need some time to finish their playing and change to something else. When we talk about this problem, we have a saying. We say, quote, "Children have lousy brakes." This means that when you picture a bicycle with brakes and you picture a Ferrari car with brakes, they're very different brakes. So here we may have a human being with bicycle brakes in their Ferrari-type body. It takes a long time to slow a Ferrari down. It takes a long time to slow down and stop a child. You can help your child improve their brakes by giving her some time to get ready to stop her playing. This helps her learn how to make a transition from one activity to a different activity. For example, you can get her attention, make sure she can hear you, and say, "Dinner will be ready soon. You have a few minutes to finish what you're doing." Wait 3 or 4 minutes and say, "Dinner's nearly ready. Please stop what you're doing. Come and wash your hands for a meal." Some parents say, "Okay, you have 2 minutes to stop. Then you need to wash your hands for dinner." Remember that very young children cannot tell time. But as you practice this method, he will learn how long 2 minutes is very soon. Some children like when you use a timer. Set the timer for 5 minutes. Tell him they need to stop whenever the timer rings. For example, you can explain, I'm setting the timer for 5 minutes. Try to put your socks and shoes on before it rings. On the other hand, I was a child who was highly sensitive and I was afraid of the timer ringing. So I froze when I was 6 years old in school. And this lesson is only for 0 to 5. So maybe in a home it's different. But I was unable to learn to read until my teacher stopped using a timer because I was afraid of it beeping at me. Some parents let their children have one more time around before they have to stop. For example, you can go down the slide one more time, then we're going home. Be careful to do what you say you will. One more time means one time, not 6, not 10. Use this way to teach your child how to slow down, and then she will be behaving better and better for you. That's the end of week 3's Read Aloud. Thank you for joining us.